why does Fresno State matter to an athlete like Jordan Burroughs? Why does it matter for wrestling to you?
For sure, for sure. I think really because everyone aspires to be Olympic champion, but not realistically, everyone is not going to arrive at that place. But we do have a lot of young men and women that are going to build character and be very integral parts of society. And so I think that from my perspective, watching the resurgence and really the reestablishment of Fresno State wrestling has been really cool for me because I've had guys that have been teammates of mine and mentors of mine that have been heavily involved in the program, from Jason Chamberlain to Joe Colon to Izzy Silva with the chaplain being Jose Camp over the last 3 years. This has been a program that has really done a tremendous job in a very short amount of time. Some of the statistics that I've read up on about Fresno State and what they've been able to accomplish in the last 3 years has been tremendous. And the first that stood out to me most was 74% of the Fresno State wrestling team is comprised of minorities. And so me being an African-American from a traditionally urban area back in South Jersey and then arriving at Nebraska, it was a culture shock to me. But hearing, Daniel Cormier talk about family, talk about environment, and also representation, this is huge. How could you not feel at home surrounded by people who look like you, with most of them being from the Valley, which a lot of these guys were from. So it was just an amazing place for these guys to thrive and establish themselves and go on to be contributors to society. And so I think that in my process of growing in the wrestling community, some of the guys that have garnered the most respect haven't been the best wrestlers. It's the guys that are built on character and integrity, the guys that are coachable, that walk with humility, that are low maintenance guys, show up on time, they do the right things in class and in the wrestling room, they take care of business, and they're good teammates. And I think that's truly what Fresno State has been building and is on the brink of continuing to build if we're able to, do what we are here to do. And so it's been an amazing job that they've done. I commend them for it. And anytime that I see wrestling programs being cut, I understand the impact that that has on the community, but also on the world itself. The average coach will impact more people in a single year than any normal person would in an entire lifetime. So I think about all the people that have been most influential to me in my life have been my coaches. My high school coach, Rick Koss, to Mark Manning, to Bill Zadek and Zeke Jones and Bruce Burnett. All of these individuals are the people that I talk about daily, instructing them on how to operate with integrity. And so it's unfortunate that we're here, but I think that just like everything else that we've experienced in the wrestling community, from potentially being dropped in the Olympics to being here with the Fresno State wrestling program, I think that we have the right people in the right places, and we're going to fight to keep this program.
You said you spoke on something that is important. If we look around the group today, you, Yaru, Daniel, Sam, you're athletes of color. It's important for you to be in a situation where with people that look like you. Fresno State, if they continue to go on with the plan of dropping wrestling, there's another part of the population that loses the benefits, as we've talked about. We know the great things that wrestling does for people, whether you're a 1% high achiever on the mats like you, or you were a backup like me on my high school team. It does things for us in ways that we can't really measure. This is now taking that away from, as you said, 74%. That seems to not be doing a service to the citizens of California, not just the citizens of wrestling. So can you speak on the importance of just having that opportunity to do things with people that look like yourself?
Yeah, it's an opportunity thing. It really truly is an opportunity thing. You have to put people in position to be able to find themselves, and wrestling has been that and done that for me. Just following Yaru and his career and the things that he's done through Beat the Streets, and guys like Mike Novogratz and Andy Barth, and literally we've gone coast to coast with the Beat the Streets organization, and we've empowered minorities from all over the country to see that wrestling is such a tremendous sport and how impactful it is in developing great young men and young women. And so to take away the opportunity for them to compete at the next level, it's a travesty. And so I think that we have to recognize that there are so many individuals that are going to be impacted by this. And that's just the ones that we're thinking about as wrestlers, potential scholarships and All-Americans, NCAA champions that go on and move forward and contribute to society. But I think ultimately, I think about the ripple effect that is going to occur because of all the men and women that won't have the opportunity to compete there, all the lives that they would have touched from the things that they learned collegiately. So when I left home, I'm a completely different person at 17, now at 32. Everything that I've learned and established has been because of my time here at Nebraska and the coaching staff and all of the opportunities that they've provided me with. And so this is really a lifetime thing. When you go to a college, you don't go just for 4 or 5 years and then move on. You truly are committed for life. Once, a Husker, once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog. And so I think that this is something that really is going to have a long lasting effect. And that's something that we need to take into consideration.